Hi everybody, my name is Mrs. Beach. I'm the Youth First Social Worker at West Elementary, but today I'm here to talk to all of you. We are going to talk about Why Try. Why Try is a group that we do starting in kindergarten going all the way up to 8th grade. Why Try focuses on resiliency, growth mindset, decision making, and goal making. So some really important things. We are going to go through each lesson together. During the lessons, I would really like to encourage you to pause the video at any time to have conversations with your child or as a family about some of the questions that I may ask. Also, in some of the videos, we will do activities together as I would do them in a group setting. But for some of them, the activities will be linked so that you and your family can do them on your own time. Thank you. Enjoy. Hi everybody, and welcome back to your next Why Try lesson. Today's lesson is called Motivational Formula, and it talks a lot about the challenges that we face and how to get through those when we're trying to reach a goal. To start, let's talk about some vocab words. The first word is motivation. Motivation is what makes you want to do something. Sometimes motivation is just within us because we have a goal that we want to achieve and we're really good at cheering ourselves on and talking ourselves into doing the things that we need to do to reach that goal. Sometimes we have external motivation, so parents or grandparents or friends who are cheering us on and letting us know that they believe in us too. The next word is reframe. Reframing means to think of things in a different way. So if I'm reframing my thoughts, maybe my first thought is, this is too hard, I'm never going to be able to get this. If I reframe that, I'm going to think to myself, this is really hard for me right now, but I know I can get it if I keep practicing. And reframing is really, really important when we're trying to reach our goals. The next word is positive choices. That's exactly what it sounds like, making the choices that are going to get you closer to your goal. The next is negative choices. And again, that's exactly what it sounds like. It's those choices that you might make that are actually going to set you back. So maybe you tried to take some shortcuts and do that fast and easy route, and you crashed, and now you're back further than you were in the beginning. Next, we're going to talk about self-talk. Self-talk is that inner monologue that you have in your own head. So the things that you say to yourself. Do you tell yourself, I'm smart, I can do this, I know I can pass this, I know I can get a good grade? Or do you talk to yourself in a negative way and say things like, it doesn't even matter, why try? And the last thing we're going to talk about is character of heart. And your character of heart is what you do when no one else is looking. Are you still making the right choice, the best choice, when there's no one around to help guide you? A really good example of that is a story that Why Try provided for us. This story is about a boy who has a goal of setting his school's climbing the rope record. The record is like 2.2 seconds, so super fast. But he practices and he trains and he knows he can do it. And he is down to his last 3 opportunities to try to reach that goal. So the first time he climbs it, and he gets 2.2 seconds. So he's tied it. He's right there. And everybody's watching and they're cheering for him. So he gets down, he takes a deep breath, and he goes again. And this time, he is timed at 2.1 seconds. So he beat the previous record and everybody's cheering and so excited for him. But this student knows that when he got to the top, his fingers didn't actually hit the platform. They were so close, but they didn't actually hit. So now he has a decision to make. Does he just say he got the record, even though he knows in his heart that he didn't really reach that record or break that record? Or does he tell his teacher, you know what, I didn't really hit that, so I'd like to have another opportunity? Well, this student, he made the right choice, and he told his teacher that he did not reach that platform. So he got his last chance, and you know what? He dug down deep, and he climbed that rope so fast that he didn't only beat the record by a tiny bit, he got 1.9 seconds. He beat that record by a lot. I bet he has that record for a really long time. So what I want you guys to do next is take a look at the display to my right, your left, And it's gonna show you, it kind of looks like a river, but the top of that river is really muddy. There's not any water there. So have you ever played in mud and gotten your feet in it and they're just kind of stuck and it gets really hard to walk and you have to really pick them up and try really hard to move? Well, that's kind of what the top of this is. All that mud is those challenges. It's the things that are kind of stopping you from even getting started and reaching that goal. So if you look closely at it, you'll see that you have a couple different choices there. We can get frustrated and angry and make some negative choices, and that takes us down to the flood zone. Or we can make some positive choices and keep working our way down the river. Let's say, just for the sake of things, that we make some negative choices and we get down into that flood zone. Think about floods for a second. What does a flood do? Yeah, right? It's water everywhere. Water is getting out of where it's supposed to be and it's flooding everything around it. So that might look like anger or frustration. We might show that in a lot of different ways. Maybe we're mean to the people around us. But that flood, that anger isn't just inside of us. That water didn't stay with us. It flooded, right? And it's starting to affect the people around us. So maybe we're being mean to our parents, our siblings, or our friends because we're frustrated and we're probably kind of disappointed in ourselves. But we don't have to be stuck there. Floods dry out, right? We always have the opportunity to go back and make better choices, to work on those coping skills, those defense mechanisms, so that whenever we are frustrated or we're having a hard time, we can continue to move forward. So let's say now we flooded, we've really worked on that. We put in a lot of work, but we're kind of back to the beginning. This time we're going to make some positive choices. So as you make some positive choices and you start going down the river, there's a dam. And that first dam talks about your self-talk. So I'm at this first challenge. This dam is like, it's blocking my water from continuing to where I want it to be. And I can either talk to myself and say, God, this is too hard. I'm never going to get this. I might as well just give up. Or I can reframe and I can tell myself, you know what? This is a little challenge. This didn't go the way I thought it was going to go right now. But that's okay. We just have to keep going. We have to try something else. And that's going to make a huge difference. Telling myself I can keep going. I can keep doing this. It's going to get you way further than being like, why even try? And so we did that positive self-talk. We talked ourselves through that first difficult moment. So we're going to go back down our river and we get to the next dam. And that is character of heart, which goes back to that story that we just talked about a couple minutes ago with the student who had to try 3 times to reach his goal. So your character of heart is going to be, maybe you have that opportunity to take a shortcut, or you get credit for something that you didn't really do. You didn't really put in that work. So are you going to take that shortcut or take that credit? Or are you going to own up to it and put in the work and do things the right way? Which way is going to get you more self-respect? What's going to make you feel the proudest of yourself? Probably putting in that extra work, right? It's not always the easy thing to do, but it's definitely the best thing to do. So you're going to keep going, and you notice in the picture that things start to get a little bit greener, right? You're starting to see some plants. They're desert plants, but they're still plants. And you're starting to reach up with some more water because it's getting easier, because we've done this work. We've done the positive self-talk. The next dam that you hit is about your passion or your interests. Guys, it is so much easier to reach a goal when it's a goal that you want for yourself. Sometimes it's really easy to think, well, my parents want me to do this, or all my friends play this sport, so that's the sport I want to play, even if you're not very interested in it. But if you have something that you're very passionate about and you have a lot of interest and you want to learn about it and you want to practice, you're going to reach those goals so much faster. It's really important to be true to yourself. Know what you want to do and put your energy into that. So you've gotten through that. You know what you're passionate about. Your passion is really driving you at this point because you love what you're doing so much. So you're going to go down the river a little bit more. and the water is getting a little bit deeper. And now it's important to know who to plug into. And that's a lesson that we'll get into more detail with in a little bit. But right now, I just want you to know that plugging in is who are the people in my life that can support me, who's going to be there for me, and in a bunch of different areas of your life, not just at home, but at school and in the community, people who I know I can turn to help me and keep me motivated when maybe I'm having a hard time doing it on my own. There is nothing wrong in asking for help. We all are so much more successful when we're willing to reach out to people and say, I need help right now, and we can work as a team and they can help build you up. And then you've gotten through that last dam, guys, and you get to the bottom of the river and you have your opportunity, your freedom, and your self-respect. And that feels so good to have. If you guys would like to do additional activities with this lesson, they'll be linked below. Thank you.